evening. Is it evening, afternoon? Yeah, good evening and welcome to Pump Up the Baze right here on Baze Radio. And today we are going to do things a little bit different. Najua mmeshangaa mko expect to hear some mixes, but don't worry, I got you covered with some of the incredible stories that are happening. But right about now, you can listen to me via our website, that is bazeradio.co.ke, or you can listen to us via my Safaricom app, or 716250933. That's my WhatsApp number. Send me that message in Niambie. What's your plan for this evening? It's Friday and it's a little bit chilly. It feels like 20 degrees Celsius outside there. We have a 20% chance of more rain. We have some parts of the country kumenyesha kiasi. So watu wako zile like baridi inaisha ama inaendelea, because we are approaching towards the end of July. We expected like enough a little bit hotter, but don't worry, the stories that are out here, the music that I've planned for you for today, it's amazing and it's going to make sure that cheer up and feel that warmth again. So we're going to look at the Olympics. Officially zilianza today, whereby we had the opening ceremony, and guess who was bearing the torch? I'll be looking into that. Then one story that really many touch sana, we all ran to church to seek refuge, but kulikuwa na mandondi zimerushwa kanisa fulani hapo hivyo Kisii. We are going to look into that, what happened. Not forgetting Ben Soul has a new album out. BN also has a new album out. We're going to look into that, and I'll be telling how you can walk away with 5 million Kenya shillings. Not forgetting how you can still win a trip to Paris, you and your company. Right about now, tusikize Dogo Richie featuring Masauti with the Diet ikituanzishia show Pump Up the Baze right here on Baze Radio. Good evening. Move on. That is Tutumama, Elijah Kitaka and Vinka on that one, bringing us to exactly 12 minutes past 7 p.m. They call me Mr. Billy, and the show right about now is Pump Up the Baze right here on bazeradio.co.ke, or you can listen to us via my Safaricom app, and I'm on your airwaves until 9 p.m. So today's a special show because we're going to look at the Olympics in a little bit in details to see what is happening. And today at exactly 8:30 p.m. we're going to have the opening ceremony, and the torchbearer for the 2024 Paris Olympic Games that are happening, or that are scheduled to start happening in France, is none other than the legend of hip-hop himself, Snoop Dogg. So Snoop Dogg will be the torchbearer in that event, and it's going to kickstart around 8:30 p.m. The Kenyan time. So if you can get yourself home early enough for you to watch the performances, because Olympics brings different performances and acts across the world. And we had Winyo, who was in studio a couple of weeks back, and a man like Mr. Kamau, and they said they are scheduled to perform the Olympics. And it's interesting to see, man. They make history, or they will make history as the first guys from the 254 to perform at the Olympics. And a lot of discussions have been going on, and the Olympics committee have hidden the list of which guys are going to perform, but Lady Gaga is rumored to perform. Also Celine Dion is rumored to perform. Nana Nakamura also, she's rumored to perform. So a lot of guys, they're speculating who's going to perform, but you're yet to see that. And this comes after Celine Dion and Lady Gaga were spotted in Paris, and so a lot of guys were like, yes, they might perform. But if you can make your way home early enough, so at 8:30 you switch on your TV to see who's scheduled to perform at the Olympics that are kick-starting today officially in Paris, France. But we had a couple of games that really happened, because the Olympics ilianza on the 24th, where we had a few games. We're going to look at the results, and it wasn't good for Team Kenya when it comes to the sevens. We're going to see how they performed in that. But about now, wacha tusikize Butter. This is from Miseda, before you come and listen to Jägermaster from Saru and Ucho. So the playlist is amazing, it's massive. So all you need to do, you can be part and parcel of the show, or 716250933. That's my WhatsApp number right in studio, or you can follow us across our social media platforms at Baze Radio on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. Jägermaster from Saru featuring Ucho, playing through right here on bazeradio.co.ke. This is Pump Up the Baze with me, Mr. Billy, coming on your airwaves today on Friday from 7 p.m. until 9 p.m. It's nothing but great vibes as we unwind and end the weekend. But it's a special show because we are looking at the Olympics, which ilianza on the 24th, but officially the opening ceremony is happening today at exactly 8:30 Kenyan time. So if you can get home early enough kama ni msemo Olympics to see the opening ceremony, because as I said earlier on, it brings on some incredible performances from arts across the world. But something interesting about this year's Olympics is that this year athletes from a total number of 184 countries, 184 countries across the world will take part into the world stage to compete in the 2024 Olympic Games that are happening in Paris. So the event will take 2 weeks. It's going to end on the 11th of August. But interesting is that a total number of around athletes itakuwa ni 10,500. So like this number is massive. If you look at it. So from 187 countries, a total number of athletes watakuwa ni kama 10,500. So they are set to be part of the Paris Games. And this includes the coaches and also the team officials. So one of the things that we are looking forward to is how the team from our country, that is 254, is going to perform in that. So the team that went for the Olympics from Kenya, it was a team of 72 athletes, and we had 38 men and we had 34 women. Athletes had the higher number with a total number of 44, which included ilikuwa na 25 for men and 19 for women. Then fencing, we only had one woman. Judo, we only had one woman. Then rugby sevens ilikuwa na 12 men, and this is the sevens team. Then swimming, only one man and one woman, and volleyball ilikuwa na 12, and these are all women. So a total number of 72 athletes from 254 will be representing the country into the ongoing or the just started Olympic Games, and we are going to see how that will unfold. So next up ni Mukando. This is from Bahati featuring Enos B, and when we come back, we're looking at some of the results of the men's sevens team in the Olympics. Good evening. Yeah, Bora Uhai from Ochungulo family playing through right here on BazeRadio.co.ke. This is Pump Up the Baze, a special edition as we're looking at the Olympics, which we're having this opening ceremony today at exactly 8:30. But we had a couple of games that is happening. But before we get into that, 0716250933, that's my WhatsApp number. You can hit me up. Uniambe, what are you looking forward to, especially for these upcoming Olympic Games? What is your expectation? How do you expect Team Kenya to perform in this one, and how do you see it overall, man? Unaona aje the Olympic Games zimekuja the right time, or like if you're a sports fan, tumekuwa treated to a treat, man. We had the Euros imesha tu a couple of days, tumekuwa na Copa America imesha a couple of days, now tuko kwa Olympics, then Olympics zikisha tu hivi pop, English Premier League is coming back. So yes, tuko good, tuko fresh barida and all about that. So we're going to listen to Kenyan Girl. This is from James V featuring Edie Singer. But before you look into that, so the sevens ndio ilikuwa the first games actually to start the Olympics, and it was interesting to see because we had the heavy hitters when it comes to the sevens. When I talk about the sevens, or say mna understand sevens, mnajua we have a couple of teams there, ukisikia tu majina it's about to go down. So on Wednesday the 24th of July, the first game, that is the Pool B on the main side. So Australia sevens was squaring it out with the Samoa sevens, whereby Australia imeshinda that game. Then Pool B again, Argentina sevens walikuwa na score out na Shujaz, of which hiyo ni the Kenya sevens, of which Argentina ilibaki imeshinda 31, Kenya ilikuwa ni 12. So we were defeated on that one. So tunauliza maswali, what happened, but tukasema it's game 1, let's wait and see game 2. So the same day we moved to Pool C, where France and USA walitoka draw ya 12-12. Then we moved again to Pool C. Fiji ilishinda 40 versus Uruguay. Uruguay ilikuwa na 12. Then Pool A tukakuwa na Ireland ikashinda 10. South Africa ilikuwa na 5. Then Pool A again tukakuwa na New Zealand ilibaki imeshinda 40 versus Japan. Then tukaenda Pool B, Australia sevens ikapiga Shujaz tukashindwa 21-7. Ilikuwa the same day again, Argentina ikapiga Samoa ikashinda 28-12. So then Pool C tukabaki France ikashinda Uruguay 19-12. Then again Pool C Fiji ikabaki imeshinda 38-12 versus the USA. So Pool A Ireland ikapiga Japan 45. Pool A again New Zealand ikashinda 17-5 versus South Africa. So Pool B, that was on Thursday. So Samoa ikabaki imepiga Shujaz 26-0. So we lost that one again. So we lost all the 3 games in the group stages, of which Pool B again Argentina ikashindwa rather na Australia. Australia ilikuwa na 22, Argentina ikakuwa na 14. USA ikashinda 33 versus Uruguay. Uruguay ilikuwa na 17. Fiji ikashinda 19 versus 12. Hii ilikuwa versus France rather. Then South Africa ikabaki imeshinda 49 versus Japan. Then kumalizia Pool A, New Zealand ikapiga Ireland 14-12. Then Samoa ikabaki imeshinda 42-7 versus Japan. Then on the 9th place semi-final, Uruguay ikabaki ime lose to Shujaz 19. So on this one we finished 9th overall on the teams that zili perform or zilikuwa at the Olympic Games. And it was sad. We had an expectation of even having a bronze or a silver when it comes to the Olympic Games, but Team Kenya, rather Shujaz, ilibaki imemaliza 9th place of the Olympic Games ambazo zinaanza today in Paris. So a lot of reactions zimekuwa zikisemekana what went wrong and what happened, but we are not going to go into that because we don't know what happened. We are going to look into more of the Olympic Games into the next judge. But when I come back, I'll be telling you how you can walk away with 1 million or 5 million shillings, and this is by Safaricom. Good evening. That is Easy Stance from Cardinali, bringing us to exactly 40 minutes past 7 p.m. Next up, please listen up for Mviri the Storyteller and Femi1. The name of the song is Ba. Before we come back with the Back It Up from Red Sun. Good evening and keep it Baze Radio. That is the legendary Red Sun with the Back It Up playing through right here on bazeradio.co.ke. It's exactly 46 minutes past 7 p.m. Good evening and welcome to Pump Up the Baze with me, Mr. Billy. And it's a special show as we are breaking down some of the happenings at the Olympic Games, which today we are having the opening ceremony. And as I said earlier, the torchbearer of the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris, France, is none other than the rap legend himself, Snoop Dogg, which the event is going to happen at around 8:30 p.m. That is the Kenyan time. If you can make it home, go and tune in because we all have experienced the Olympic Games opening ceremony. And one thing that really stands out is the acts that do perform during these games. And we have looked at some of the rumored names that are going to perform, and Celine Dion was on that list, not forgetting Lady Gaga. But one name that we are sure that is going to perform at the Olympic Games is Winyo and Mr. Kamau. These two guys, they have a brand new song titled Running for Gold, and it's the song that they are going to perform at the Olympic Games page. So next up is Nashanga, Itsiaba, and Bien. Good evening. That is Pakua, Jovial, and Major, bringing us to exactly 55 minutes past 7 p.m. Next up to Skize Tikiri Takara, that is from Faith Stan, before we cross over into the next hour with the Let You Down from Nikita Kering featuring Kemena. Good evening and keep it Baze Radio. This one is a banger, Chocha by the OG, kickstarting the second hour for us. Good evening and welcome to Pump Up the Baze right here on bazeradio.co.ke. They call me Mr. Billy, taking you through your Friday evening from 7 p.m. until 9 p.m. But it's nothing but vibes and good, wanasamanga inshallah and good vibes and stuff like that. But this show, man, is one for the ages because we're just dissecting a couple of events that will be taking place during the 2024 Olympic Olympic Games that are happening in Paris, France. And today is the opening ceremony. And if you know what I mean, it's going to be a ceremony for the ages. If all the rumored names are going to perform at the Olympic Games 2024, then it will be one for the books. We are going to continue with that, but I'll be telling you about something brand new. Ben Soul has a new album out. The party and the after party is incredible, man. To see the features on this album is just amazing. And on that note, we are going to listen to some great music. Next up, ni Kaiwangu. That is from Nadia Mukami and Arrowboy. Arrowboy has a brand new track out in Kelele. He's doing incredibly well. And then tutasikiza Iyo. This is from man like Diamond Platnumz. Iko na Focalistic. Iko na Mapara Ejaz and Ndoshi Jazzy. You know, this like South African names, you have to pronounce them in the accent, but I don't know how to do that. But Diamond Platnumz has a brand new single out. It's Inaitwa Kumasava remix, and this one he featured Jason Derulo all the way from the United States, and it broke records for banging 1 million views in 14 hours. It's incredible to see East Africa meeting the USA on this one, and we are here to see how it's gonna perform in the next few days. So right about now, Nadia Mukami and Arrowboy with hii wimbo wanaimbia mtoto wao. Just listen to the vocals. Baba yako ni mchapakazi sana. Good evening and keep it Baze Radio. That's the kind of vibe that I serve you on a Friday evening. That is Iyo from Diamond Platnumz featuring Focalistic, Mapara Ejaz and Ntoshingazi all the way from South Africa. And this song was released during the era of Amapianos taking over Bongo, and they had a brand new sound likunaitwa Bongo Piano. I don't know if it's still as big as it was, but nevertheless that was one of the biggest song that we had during that era. So it's playing through right here on bazeradio.co.ke. It's exactly 12 minutes past 8 p.m. We are into the second hour, and thank you so much for everybody who's tuning in wherever you are at. Big salute to you, and thank you so much for keeping me company. We're just dissecting the Olympic Games, and this is Pump of the Baze with me, Mr. Billy, the special edition where we're looking at the Olympic Games, whereby the opening ceremony is happening today. And if you can get home in time at 8:30, make sure that you tune on your TVs to see what's happening. And tukiongelea Diamond Platnumz, he has a banger which is out inaitwa Komasava remix, and Komasava remix he features Jason Derulo, iko na Khalil, Harrison and Kelly. It's a brand new track. It's doing incredibly well. Sahi iko 20 hours and already shafikisha 1.4 million views on YouTube. And Diamond Platnumz, the way he makes his moves, it's so incredible. And huwezi predict this guy. This guy is just making moves after moves. Who knew he will be on the same track with Jason Derulo? Who knew? But yes, so Komasava remix is out now. If you loved the original, make sure that you go and check out the remix. The remix, he features Jason Derulo, iko na Khalil, Harrison, and iko na Kylie. But right about now, we just continue to dissect what is happening with the Olympic, and sahi tuko on Team Kenya. So Team Kenya initially nilikuwa nimesema iko na a total of 72 athletes, and these athletes are going to participate in different games. So athletics, iko na 44 athletes, fencing iko na 1 athlete, judo tuko na 1 athlete, rugby sevens tuko na 12 athletes, swimming iko na 2 athletes, and then volleyball iko na 12 athletes. And since the sevens to disappoint a little bit, I'll say that all eyes now is turned on their athletics, and I'll be telling you some of the biggest names that made it to Paris, of which we are counting on them to bring at least a gold medal to Kenya, or to bring a silver medal, or even a bronze medal. So next up to Skize Jua from Kapi featuring Tipsy G, Tiami and Ziki kicheza through right here on bazeradio.co.ke. Good evening. Yes, Dalawa from Major Kamwana and Veril Mkaliwao playing through right here on bazeradio.co.ke. This is Pump Up the Baze with me, Mr. Billy, a special edition whereby we are looking at the Olympics, which the opening ceremony is happening today, meaning that officially the Olympics zimeanza officially, and some of the biggest names since the sevens team ilimaliza number 9 overall out of what was happening. Since it may disappoint because we expected them to bring us at least a bronze medal or a silver medal, even a gold medal. So all eyes imekuwa turned to athletics, whereby athletics ndio ilibeba the highest number of guys who went for the Olympics with a total number of 44 members. And of course ilikuwa na wase 25, those ones are men, then 19 walikuwa ni women, whereby the biggest name we have is tukuna Frederick Omanyala, ni Ferdinand Omanyala rather, sorry. So tukona Ferdinand Omanyala, which we have hopes in Omanyala tuone kama ataleta home the 100 meters gold medal. And then tukona Emmanuel Wanyonyi, Ioni in the 800 meters is one of the biggest names that everybody is looking at. If we go down to all the way to the marathon, the legend himself, the icon Eliud Kipchoge is one of the names that we expect to bring something for us when it comes to the men's athletics. Not forgetting Simon Koech, ambaye participate in 3,000 meters steeplechase. We expecting him to bring us, atleteka kitu when it comes to the men Olympics. Tukiangalia the women Olympic, tuko na Faith Kipyegon in the 1,500 meters. All eyes on her. We expecting her to bring something for us. Also, she'll be participating in the 5,000 meters, or rather, she'll be participating in the 5,000 meters. Also, we expect her to bring us something. And in the marathon, tuko na who else? Helen Obiri. So we are looking at Helen Obiri to bring something for us when it comes to the gold medal, or even silver, or even even bronze when it comes to the Olympic Games. Tuko na Julius Yego. He will be participating in men's javelin throw. Also, all eyes on Julius Yego. He's that guy you can bet on. Then all eyes again will go to the volleyball team, which we're expecting them also to perform good when it comes to the Olympic Games. And the first game of the women's volleyball team will be against Brazil. Then they will play against Poland. Then they will play against Japan to see if they will sail through into the next stage of the volleyball. Right about now, wacha tusikize Namanga with Ben Sol, and we come back, we'll be looking at his brand new album Inakaa Namna Gani. Good evening and keep it Baze Radio. Nyashinski Mungu Pekee, which is playing through right here on bazeradio.co.ke. The name of the show is Pump Up the Baze with me, Mr. Billy, a special edition whereby we were looking at some of the highlights of the 2024 Olympic Games, which is set to begin today with the opening ceremony happening from 8:30 p.m. the Kenyan time. Right about now, we listened to Namanga earlier on. That is from a man like Ben Sol, and Ben Sol has a brand new album out, which was released today, the 26th of July 2024. It's a 15-track album. It's an incredible album ambayo imepikwa ikapikika. I believe this guy took his time to make sure that this album it is how it sounds. And if you listen in the morning in the AM with Maria, which comes you on your airwaves each and every weekday from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., Ben Sol was in the building himself to take us through the album. If you missed that, make sure that you follow us across all our social media platforms at Baze Radio on Instagram, Facebook, on X, and not forgetting on TikTok and YouTube, whereby you'll get the gist, or you get the full interview of what happened. But in an overview, the album is gonna 15 tracks, and track number 1 is the party, the after party. Then track number 2 ni Kesha, whereby he featured Yawa Tajiri. Then track number 3 is Extra Pressure, whereby Ben Sol featured Bien on that one. Then track number 4 is Uno, where he featured the Ben. Track number 5 is Send It, featuring Yawa Tajiri and Namasaka. Then track number 6 is the Interlude, which is Alita, the poetry by Minor Mind. Then we have track number 7, which is Pom Nani, or rather Nyumbani, which also he did it himself. Track number 8 is Dancing in Daylight. Track number 9, Maombi Yapedi. Track number 10, Forget You, which is the Mom's tribute. Then the leading single out of the album Namanga is track number 11. Track number 12 is Mpaka Che, which he featured Aerial Waves. Track number 13 is Chupa Kwa Chupa, which he featured Harmonize all the way from Tanzania. Track number 14 is Holiday featuring Nameless, and then track number 15 is Finally featuring Hendrik Sam. So if you haven't listened to the album, make sure that you go to all the DSPs. Make sure that you go and catch the vibe. This album sounds different. It sounds unique. It sounds incredibly well. And the people who are in the process of making this album, I'll give you a 10 over 10. So next up, wacha tusikize Easy For You. That is from Asma Ties. If wishes were hostess, Vijana Barubaru, bringing us to 41 minutes past 8 p.m. Next is By Your Side, Lexley featuring Rayvani, before we look into something else. Good evening and keep it Baze Radio. That is Toti from Wikimosh featuring Gidi Gidi and Maji Maji. You know, Gidi Gidi and Maji Maji, they're one of the revolutionizers of the urban music scene. And this is one of the movement that a man like Josiah Ted alikuwa ameanzisha, and it's the foundation of the urban music scene that we have right about now in the 254. So I'm playing through right here on baze.co.ke. It's 49 minutes past 8 p.m. right here on Pump Up the Bass with me, Mr. Billy. As I'm stepping outside the building, nitakuacha na Chachisha ya Kala Moto featuring Butros, and then kutakuwa na Jadi featuring Fame One with the Kit. So as I'm stepping outside the building, thank you so much for tuning in. See you tomorrow on the airwaves from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Baze Weekend. But don't forget to keep an eye on the Olympic Games, or else also Baze Radio tutakuwa tuna keep an eye on that. And as the events unfold, we'll be letting you know what happened, where, and how it happened. Thank you so much for tuning in. And towards every end of our show, we always say we raise our glasses up. We say salute for a successful show, and we thank God for making it successful. Cheers, and see you tomorrow. Keep safe.